Hi guys, in today's video we're going to talk about how fit you actually need to be a Royal Marines Commando. I think it's really important to establish first and foremost that you're looking to join the UK's elite fighting force. You would say that the Royal Marines and the Paras are sort of the elite, and then you've got special forces above them, and so the need to be fit is absolutely massive. So if you look at the joining process now, you've got your pre-joining fitness test, which is 3 rounds of 20 burpees, 30 sit-ups, 20 press-ups, 1 minute plank to the beep. It's quite cheeky, like having done it myself, it's relatively cheeky. However, it's like absolute minimum standard of what you'd be doing in Royal Marines training. Like that is just there so that there's a minimum requirement. Everyone knows that sort of ground base level fitness, and then from there they can progress you. So if that's like something that you're looking at and you're like, this is not achievable, or your mindset is like, I can never get to that standard, then it's probably best either backing off for a few years from the Royal Marines or looking at another service, because that is the absolute minimum requirement for fitness within the Royal Marines. We have training programs that will help you get ready for Royal Marines training in the description below. However, if like you're looking at that test and you're like, there's no way I can ever achieve that, then it's probably best to look at another service. It's an incredibly physical job. You're looking at like yomping 60 miles with 100 pounds on your back over the course of sort of 2 days. And that is like, you know, that's a reality by the end of training that you'll be doing that. And so it's incredibly important to be super fit for that. But I think that the fitness is goes massively hand in hand with your mindset. You could be the fittest lad in the world. If your mindset's that of a chocolate button, then you're going to absolutely wilt, regardless of how fit you are. So we've talked about in other videos, you know, lads we signed up with, and you look at him and you think, oh my word, he's unbelievably fit. Wins the first couple of weeks of like, pays to be a winner, maxes out his press ups, sit ups, pull ups, and all that. And then he gets 8 weeks in, absolutely crumbles like a warm Easter egg. And it's so important that your mindset is on par with your fitness levels. Some people are naturally more fit than others, but have never really pushed themselves to those absolute limits. So then when they do get pushed to those limits, that's where you really see what people have got within side of them. I really struggled with like the cold element of training, wet and dry. I'd never really pushed myself in that side, and so that's what came out. And that was something I really had to work hard to overcome, the mental side of things like wet and dry and being cold and miserable, and yeah, just living in the British weather. And so, yeah, if your mindset isn't strong, but your fitness is super strong, then it's almost meaningless. I think it's so important that before you go into Royal Marines training, that you are putting yourself in the absolute pain cave. Like, you're creating workouts and WODs for yourself that you're on the verge of throwing up. I don't mean that every single session, because that would be counterproductive, but you need to be getting in that pain cave 2 or 3 times a week, and knowing that, you know, you can handle that with your mindset. One thing I like to do on our Complete Commando programs is build them up to 40-minute EMOMs. Every minute on the minute is a new round with like micro goals that you have to continually hit. And because, you know, you get 20 minutes into those workouts and you're looking at the clock and I got another 20 minutes of this high intensity, high heart rate, and it's just about grizzing through it, absolutely like just freaking maxing out until that 40 minutes is over. But they really help create that mentality and also fitness alongside it. It's not just the training that you need to be fit for. The actual job is super demanding. If we talk about operations in Afghanistan, you know, some of our patrols were 9 hours a day, carrying loads of weight on you. If you get contacted or whatever, you've got to deal with all those emergencies. You're in 40, 50 degrees heat. And you've got to be ready, you've got to be switched on, you've got to be focused, and you've got to be diligent and good at your job. Also maintaining awareness of the ground and everything. And if you're not fit, you're absolutely, you know, you're ruined, you're in trouble, and so are your oppos. So it's so important that we don't just get through Royal Marines training and then sort of wrap. I think personally there's nothing worse than seeing a fat Marine. I think it's unacceptable. I think first and foremost, your job beyond all others as a Royal Marine is to be fit. And I think that if you don't maintain that, then that sort of shows a lack of professionalism. Most lads, I'd say 99% of lads are fit. and are good to go. You know, sometimes you allow yourself to let yourself go over holidays and things, and you know that's needed. But over your career, it's really important that you maintain that fitness. Royal Marines training fitness is progressive. It does gradually build you up, but you need to know that going straight in those doors at Lympstone, it is super intense from from literally day one, minute one. And you need to be ready for that. You need to know that going into it, that you can deal with those high intensity, high pressure environments whilst maintaining your fitness. Things like bottom field, where it's very much combat fitness, you know, it's a different level of fitness to what you probably have ever expected before or ever put yourself through. And you know, it's basically what I'd say is man phys or farmer phys, you know, where you are just gritting your teeth, you've got to dig out blind basically. So a couple of things that you can help you to get ready for that is making sure that you're getting out in the elements. No good just running on a treadmill every time you run. Getting a bit of weight on your back, gradually build that up. I don't mean go and put 20 kilo on your back straight away and go and do a 40 miler. You know, 5 kilos, get a couple of miles in the bag, do that a few times and gradually build it. I don't think you need to go any more you don't need to go over 10 kilo in that. But you know, get a weighted vest, 5-10 kilo on your back and start moving. Make sure that you're running with correct technique and that you've got the core strength to maintain that. So don't blame me if there's any injuries there. You do need to gradually build that up. I think a big thing is doing training sessions early morning. You know, no good waking up at 10 a.m. every morning and then having your breakfast, having a stretch and then going out. You need to make it specific to Royal Marines training. You're going to be getting up at 5 a.m. and going straight out and getting thrashed at 6 a.m. So it's important that you get used to running and doing your training early morning. And lastly, I'd just say, take pride in your training, take pride in your fitness, your physical appearance. You know, if you're super overweight, you know that you need to be in a calorie deficit, you need to get yourself in shape. If you're underweight, you need to get that weight on. There's no good going into training at 65 kilo right on that border, you know, and you're potentially carrying lads on fireman's carries who are 100 kilo. You're just going to crumble. I know it sucks and that you might not like eating, but you need to get it done. You know, if you're going to be an elite soldier, you need to create these sacrifices and ultimately to be the right body shape and the right body composition is super important. It all comes down again to how much do you want it. You know, you can go and join a service that's less physically demanding and that is absolutely fine. But if you are looking to join the Royal Marines, you need to know that this is an elite level of fitness. So you need to put that work in. If you need any help with this, then don't forget to check out the link in our description or you can message us on Instagram and we'll be happy to help you with some of the process you need to get ready for the Royal Marines.